Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Review for March 20th, 2020. The Associated Press reports, to keep seniors safe at home, Medicare expands telemedicine. Medicare said Tuesday it will immediately expand coverage for telemedicine nationwide to help seniors with health problems stay home to avoid the coronavirus. The new option will allow millions of older people to take care of ongoing medical problems as well as new concerns while heeding public health advice to stay home during the outbreak. For example, a patient with diabetes wouldn't have to postpone a regular follow-up visit with the doctor to keep safe. He or she could do it via Skype. And people concerned they may have the virus could, quote-unquote, see their doctor or nurse practitioner virtually to find out how to get tested in person. Risk of serious illness from the coronavirus is greater for older people and those with underlying health problems such as lung conditions, diabetes, or heart problems. Many Medicare beneficiaries are managing chronic health issues that put them at heightened risk. The telemedicine expansion is geared directly to this vulnerable group. If telemedicine shows its worth in the coronavirus emergency, it could lead to permanent changes making it more widely available to seniors. Telehealth has grown steadily in recent years. Most mid-size or large employers now offer some way to connect patients to health providers virtually. An article from the Washington Examiner states, "Wake-up call. Chinese control of U.S. pharmaceutical supplies sparks growing concern." As the war of words between China and the United States over COVID-19 heats up, Chinese state media have raised the specter of using Beijing's pharmaceutical leverage to block critical components and supplies for dependent U.S. drug companies and send America into a catastrophic coronavirus epidemic. While India and several European nations play critical roles in the global medical supply chain, China is among the top providers of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, the basic components for antibiotics and other prescription drugs consumed by Americans. The Trump administration and lawmakers from both parties are now calling for a dramatic revamping of domestic U.S. drug manufacturing operations that have been outsourced to China and a handful of other nations over the past 2 decades. President Trump on Tuesday played down the likelihood China could effectively blackmail the United States with curbs on drug exports. He told reporters at the White House, "I don't see that at all, and I think China has every incentive to make sure that things work well." And finally, The Hill reports 5 takeaways from the Democratic debate. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders debated each other in a studio with no audience in Washington, D.C. on Sunday night amid a global panic over the spread of the coronavirus. Here are the takeaways from the debate. The coronavirus changed the debate. The pandemic sweeping the globe dominated the discussion for large stretches of the debate and helped underscore the different worldviews held by Biden and Sanders. The debate around the coronavirus also forced the candidates to address some uncomfortable questions. Both men are in their late 70s, and the virus has proved to be especially deadly for elderly people. The change in tone was evident from the start as the candidates bumped elbows when they walked out onto the debate stage instead of shaking hands. The debate format was one of many strange things about the night. The National Party made several changes in the days leading up to the debate to minimize the risk from the spread of the coronavirus. The debate was moved from Phoenix to Washington, D.C. to cut back on travel for the campaigns and the news media, and the debate moderators sat a far distance away from the candidates, who themselves were separated by more distance than they have been in the past. But the big change that had people talking was that there was no audience on hand to cheer or jeer the candidates, making the debate a little more like a movie without a soundtrack. You can read the full article by clicking on the link in the description below. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Review for March 20th, 2020. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.